10 creatures. The Bible tried to warn us about. Ancient scrolls speak of terrifying creatures, monsters so powerful that even reading their descriptions sends shivers down your spine. These aren't myths or legends. They're written in the pages of the Bible itself. From massive sea dragons to hybrid beasts with multiple heads, from blood-drinking monsters to locusts with human faces, these creatures were warnings of things to come. And what they reveal will shock you to your core. My dedicated viewers, before we uncover these spine-chilling biblical monsters, take a moment to join our truth-seeking community. Hit that subscribe button and notification bell right now. Each week we reveal biblical secrets that will revolutionize your understanding of Scripture. Don't miss what's coming next. Subscribe now. Let's start with the beast of the sea from Revelation. 7 heads crowned with blasphemy, 10 horns gleaming with power, a body like a leopard, feet like a bear, mouth like a lion. This wasn't just any monster, this was a creature of nightmares. But its physical appearance wasn't the scariest part. This beast had the power to control nations, to wage war against God's people, to deceive the whole earth. But there's more. A second beast rises from the earth. 2 horns like a lamb, but speaking like a dragon. This false prophet performs miraculous signs, even making fire fall from heaven. Its most terrifying power? The ability to give life to an image, making it speak and condemning those who refuse to worship it. These beasts aren't alone. The Bible describes the Leviathan, a fire-breathing sea dragon so terrifying that even the sight of it makes the mighty tremble. Its scales are like shields of metal, its breath ignites coals. When it rises from the depths, the sea boils like a cauldron. Even the strongest weapons can't pierce its armor. Then there's the behemoth, a land creature so massive it makes the mountains look small. Its bones are like bronze bars. Its tail sways like a cedar tree. Rivers rush past, but it doesn't flinch. This monster laughs at human weapons, crushing iron like straw. But perhaps most chilling are the locusts from the bottomless pit. Not ordinary insects. These are nightmare creatures with human faces, women's hair, lion's teeth, and scorpion tails. Their wings sound like an army of chariots rushing into battle. Their mission? To torment humanity for 5 months with pain so severe that people will beg for death, but death will flee from them. King Nebuchadnezzar's transformation shows another kind of biblical monster. Pride turned this mighty ruler into a beast. His hair grew like eagle feathers, his nails like bird claws. He ate grass like an ox, living wild among the animals. This wasn't just a story. It was a warning about the monster that pride can create in any human heart. The Aluka appears in ancient texts, a creature of endless hunger, always crying for more blood. Some scholars link this to early vampire legends, 2 daughters crying, "Give, give," an endless thirst that nothing can satisfy. This creature warns us about the consuming nature of greed and bloodlust. Queen Jezebel represents a different kind of biblical monster, a sorceress whose evil practices led an entire nation astray. Her end was horrific, thrown from a window, trampled by horses, eaten by dogs. Only her skull, feet, and palms remained, a graphic warning about the fate of those who practice dark arts. The 4 horsemen bring terror on a cosmic scale. The white horse carries conquest. The red horse takes peace from the earth. The black horse brings famine so severe that a day's wages buy barely enough food to survive. But most terrifying is the pale horse, whose rider is death itself, with the grave following behind. The Nephilim, giants born from the union of divine beings and human women. Their existence so corrupted the earth that it led to the Great Flood. Some ancient texts describe them as mighty warriors of old, men of renown, but their hybrid nature brought destruction to the ancient world. These biblical monsters weren't just meant to frighten, they carried dire warnings. Each one revealed something about the nature of evil, the consequences of rebellion against God, and the cosmic battle between good and evil. The sea beast shows how evil systems can dominate nations. The false prophet reveals how religious deception can lead millions astray. The Leviathan demonstrates the raw power of chaos that only God can control. The behemoth reminds us how small human strength is compared to God's creation. Those locusts from the pit, they show how supernatural evil can bring torment beyond human understanding. Nebuchadnezzar's transformation reveals how pride can turn even the mightiest ruler into a beast. The Aluka warns about desires that can never be satisfied. Jezebel's story shows how spiritual corruption can destroy not just an individual, but an entire nation. The four horsemen reveal how divine judgment can use natural disasters, war, famine, and death to shake the foundations of human society. The Nephilim remind us that tampering with God's natural order brings catastrophic consequences. Their existence led to such corruption that only a worldwide flood could cleanse the earth. These creatures weren't just ancient myths, they were warnings about real spiritual dangers that still threaten humanity today. The beast still tries to deceive nations. False prophets still lead people astray. Pride still turns humans into monsters. Greed still consumes like a vampire. Evil still torments humanity. But here's the most shocking part. These monsters all share one common trait. They're all doomed to fail. The sea beast, defeated. The false prophet, thrown into the lake of fire. The Leviathan, under God's control. The locusts, limited in their power to harm. Even now, these biblical monsters sound a clear alarm. They warn us about the reality of evil, the danger of rebellion against God, and the certainty of divine judgment. But they also reveal something crucial. No monster is beyond God's power to defeat. The Bible doesn't just describe these creatures to scare us. It shows us that even the most terrifying forces of evil cannot stand against divine power. Every monster meets its match. Every evil faces its end. Every darkness falls before the light. This changes everything about how we view these biblical warnings. They're not just descriptions of monsters, they're revelations of hope. No matter how powerful evil becomes, it cannot prevail. No matter how dark the night gets, morning will come. No matter how many monsters rise up, God's power will triumph in the end.